under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Smash that like button. Let's go.
No. Everybody's opinion is welcome in the chat as long as it's done respectfully. We don't allow any bullying over here on the Survivor Speaks channel. It's just not worth it. But opinions are opinions as long as they are done respectfully. So for the first time ever, Marquita Harris, she's Ziyah Harris's aunt, Shannon Harris's twin sister, Annette Harris's daughter. So anybody that's been following me knows that I am following the Ziyah Harris case. I only report on Ziyah Harris when something new comes out or a new interview comes out or something like that. I'm not continuously putting out false information for a click in the view. So over here, that is just what I do over here on my channel to keep the integrity of my channel pure. I'm human. Sometimes I do make mistakes. And if I do find out that I did make a mistake, so my mods bring it to my attention, I always, try and come back and say, hey, your girl Survivor Speaks messed up. That was not correct. That was not correct. All right. So Marquita Harris, she sat down with Shank Rock to address the Ziyah Harris case, but more than that, she really couldn't get into the case. So he had questions. He took questions from his audience. I do know that, but I just want to let you know, I'm watching this interview with you. I watched about the first, like I said, 2 to 3 minutes of it. So, I'm going to react to Shank Rock's groundbreaking conversation, diving into the untold details, some of Marquita's shocking revelations, and what this means for justice for Ziyah. We're going to keep saying that. I did skip around to a part in the video, and I did hear her say, like, a lot of people are saying justice for Ziyah, and people are using it as a click in a view. No, we do. Some of us do care about this baby. I just care about this subject. Period. This subject, but about Ziyah Harris as well. It's a sad conversation. We all want justice to be had, and we don't think that it stops with Jarvis Butts. That is just, my opinion. Let me say, I don't speak for myself. I don't think it stops with Jarvis Butts. So whoever else had knowledge of this and assisted Jarvis Butts or knew about Jarvis Butts' background, because it was not a private thing, it was a public thing, and he did tell Shannon Harris about his background when he met her, 19 or not. You gave him access to a plethora of other children. So huge thanks to Shank Rock for granting permission to share this critical content. But was Marquita 100% honest? That is up for each person to decide. I know there's some questions I know that was asked, and then I know that Shank asked them again. I caught that. I did. So what's really behind this tragedy? Join in the discussion. Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fearless deep dives. And I do a lot of rewinds about cases that have not been heard. And I think that they should have gotten more attention than they did, or the cases didn't get any attention. They were streamed but didn't get any attention, like some of the cases that are getting attention today, or some of the older cases that are, got a lot of attention, like the Jodi Arias case, which is one of my favorite cases to watch, and I rewatched that over and over and over again. And so shout out to y'all for being here. If you could just hit that like button, it is a free way to support the channel. Um, Once my mom gets here, she'll drop some links of how to become a member of the Survivor Speaks channel. Donations are not mandatory, but they are welcomed and appreciated. And there's the Cash App and my chime running across the bottom of the screen if you would like to do that. And if you do so, you can just leave me something in the chat. I like to acknowledge people that support, but I don't really watch my Cash App or my chime. I don't have anything set up that says cha-ching or anything like that. I'm not that far. Didn't get there yet. But before we start the show, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, and then we're going to go right into the video. So, one moment here.
From our sponsor, Survivor Speaks extends heartfelt gratitude to Emin Essentials for their generous sponsorship. From handmade soy wax candles for a cleaner burn to car and pet friendly room freshener sprays, they offer quality products tailored to your needs and do not use any dye in any of their products. Custom packaging is available upon request, along with a limited luxury line while supplies last. Visit www.inmanessentials.com now and don't forget to subscribe and enter your email address for an exclusive 10% discount on your first order. What are you waiting for? Now back to the show.
All right. And we are back. Hello. We are back here. So let's get to it. I'm going to bring up the interview. Yeah, I'm going to bring up the interview. And we can start it. I'm starting from where he introduces and brings on Marquita Harris and DeAndre, who is her other half, her counterpart, as we may call him, I guess. All right. Let's see, just before I bring it over here. All right, so we're going to do it like that because he does have it on a split screen. I'll just remain on the bottom. And let's get started here. But before I do, let's see. We got Shank Rock in the building. He said he can't hear. Hopefully I fixed that. I think that we can hear now. We got Milky Way Girl in the building also as well, but we have most of our people watching on Twitter. I wish you guys would come on over here and give the video a like. I would greatly appreciate that. And let's get started with the video. And that is Shank Rock that you see there on the left-hand side of the screen. Might be on your right, I'm not sure, but it's on the left side of my screen. So here we go.
What type of mother would you say you are? What kind of mother would you say you are? Are you an old-fashioned mother? Are you strict? Do you pretty much, are you friends with your children? What kind of mother would you say you are?
I'm kind of in between. You know, I'm more of so much of gentle parenting sometimes, but sometimes stern at the other end. When I know my kids not listening, I have to be the head honcho. But other than that, I'm middle with in the mean with my kids. You know, we're fine. I'm a wonderful parent to my kids.
Okay. I'm a switch lanes to you and Darnell for a minute, and then I'll come back. What's you and I'm sorry, not Darnell, Dre. I'm sorry, Dre. What is you and Dre's relationship? Are y'all together, or are y'all just co-parenting, or do y'all just live together? What's y'all relationship?
We're just friends. We just live together.
How did you feel when Dre came on the content creators platforms. How did you feel? Was you against it, or was you like, I don't see that Dre has anything to hide, so go for it?
Even though I know that Dre doesn't have anything to hide, but at the end of the day, if you supposed to be my support system, my person, if I ain't open up my mouth, you ain't supposed to be open up your mouth at all. I felt like he went against the grain, and he did. Because at the end of the day, if I'm quiet and if I'm trying to figure out what's going on too as well, and I don't know what's going on, we both figure out what's going on. You shouldn't even open up your mouth and say anything. If you wanted to talk to somebody, go find a therapist. And that's respectfully coming from me. Like, no, it's like, don't get me wrong. I know we had our little differences, and we wasn't talking, but at the end of the day, it's like, come on now. Come on now.
I wouldn't get no respect on any type of level.
At the end, but at the end of the day, you don't see me going on every social platform. I'm not, and then
my purpose of doing this,
and then I don't care. And then I don't care what people think, what people gonna say. But at the end of the day, it's a more of a respect and a more of a support type of thing. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, and
I would be doing the same thing.
No, listen, you are doing it. It was talking about me. If the shoe was on the other foot for him, I wouldn't be on every social platform and whatever. I'll wait till he make his first move, or he say go ahead and do it if it's okay. Not one time, and since this whole thing has came about, has he asked me, how are you? How are you doing?
Because you
give off Drake, let us talk.
It's not one time have you came in. How are you doing? How are you feeling? If you supposed to be my person, be my person. You worried about what the whole world think. Fuck what the world think. We live up under the same roof in the same house. I'm gonna keep saying, ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna go against the grain, against my nigga, my bitch, anybody if the shoe was on the other foot. And I'm gonna say that shit with my chest. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down about it. I don't care what nobody feel or how they way they feel about it. Point blank, period.
And I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
I understand.
Okay. Because I was going to ask that. Do you see where she coming from, Dre?
I see where she coming from. But when you got twins at that coming to a house where I'm supposed to be feeling comfortable, making me feel uncomfortable, how am I supposed to feel? And I'm coming to y'all before I even go do anything else. And y'all giving me fuck you type shit.
Because the energy was already given fuck you from the beginning. Like, what you mean?
First of all, y'all beat around the bush when it comes to certain stuff. Y'all sit there, had these conversations. Your brother trying to shut me up with the stuff. For what? What am I saying that's gonna hurt anything?
You're not saying anything that the world didn't already heard.
So what's wrong?
But you're not understanding. You're not getting where I'm coming from. It's the support, and that's where it lacks. If I supposed to be your girl, the woman, if I ain't said nothing, open up my mouth, but then my nigga, my man ain't supposed to say shit until I felt that I was ready, or let's go together. If we supposed to be a team or one up here, we together. But now it's like I already got the world fighting against me. I shouldn't have my nigga fighting against me too. You fighting against me with the world instead of fighting with me.
It's not that I'm fighting against you, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm going to go by that.
No. You have every right to feel how the way you feel, and that's where you go. You only put in your feelings first. You're not thinking about nobody else. That's what you're not getting it, sweetheart. You're not.
Let's just stay right there. Let me move on, and I will come back to you and Dre. I will come back, okay? Dre, she do have a point. I'm going to just put that there. She do have a point. The world is against her right now. And so she's expecting for her man to step up and be there to support her. But I'm going to come back to you, Dre, and I'm going to let you speak your piece. Now, I know we can't, go into the Ziyah Harris case, and I'm going to do my best to stay away from it. But I just have maybe 2 or 3 questions surrounding.
I'm gonna stop it right here before he goes into the Ziyah Harris case. Now, I understood what she was saying, but in this case, I don't understand what she's saying. It's a hit or miss thing because I saw the video, I saw the way they were kind of it was he asked them to come to their apartment. So her saying that they were together and he was supposed to keep his mouth. If there is a child involved, a missing pregnant, allegedly pregnant. I'm going to say alleged just for the sake of saying alleged because we know that she was pregnant. So there was a missing 12-year-old pregnant girl missing. You were acting strange in the home that you shared with this man. He was getting, scared because you guys were keeping things from him. So I guess he did the best thing that he knew how. When he called the first people, I guess that should have been enough. But he said that he asked you questions. So the same way you wanted him to stand there and be with you, you didn't give him any information to stand there and be with you for. So I understand what she's saying, but in this case, you didn't give him much. I saw that video. And why he called the people that you did not give him much, regardless as to how, a lot of people feel about the people that he called there. You didn't give him much. So what was he supposed to do? In his mind, Shannon is going to jail. Maybe he spoke too much. Maybe she should have just said why our relationship didn't have anything to do with this. But the fact that he was upset about me and Shannon not saying stuff to him about where Ziyah is, that's the issue. But our relationship, me and his relationship, should have said, I stayed out of it. Should he have said anything about her son, the one that was staying in the house with them? I think he should, because if she told him or the son told him that this child was supposedly touched himself, there it is. That's part of the problem. That's why I think that Annette and Shannon. Now, I always said I was iffy about Marquita. Where does Marquita stand in all this? So that's why we're hearing this from the Shank Rock interview. Where does Marquita stand in all this? But I still stand on Annette and Shannon Harris should go straight to jail. Not pass go, but go straight to jail. All right, here we go.
Ziyah, and I just want to see if I can ask you these questions, Marquita. Nothing harsh. I just want to know, as a niece and aunt relationship, what was you and Ziyah's relationship like, if I may ask that?
My relationship with my niece, the one just an auntie and niece relationship, it was way more than that. It was a big sister. Like times like she called me sister. It wasn't auntie key, none of that. It was sissy. It was like when things had changed from them being adopted out with my mom and stuff like that. It went from being Nana to mama. So it's like the whole dynamic. When she used to get in trouble or the kids to pick on her, she calling me, they coming to get me. I'm taking the kids on bike rides and stuff like that. So, it's a hurtful situation. It's like, that's my baby. She was my first daughter. My first daughter, when my sister brought her home from the hospital, I stayed up with her the first day. The first night, I had her. Not her. Lady was in the next room sleep. I had her. That was my baby.
Where was you at when you first heard that she was missing or she didn't come home?
I was at home. Me and Dre were staying together in our old home.
You gotta bear with me. I do get emotional. Is it anything that you can tell me about Jarvis as far as his character? Do you see Jarvis with hurting Ziyah, if I may ask that?
Can you repeat that, please?
Do you believe Jarvis would hurt Ziyah?
I don't believe that he would, but you never know. You know what somebody is capable of doing.
That's true. That's true. Appreciate that new membership, Marty. Appreciate that new membership, Marty. How did you feel when you found out that Shannon and Jarvis was a couple? Did you object to it? Did you try to discourage Shannon from dealing with Jarvis, or you just was like, that's my sister, she gonna do what she want to do? So
what do you mean by I was against it? Can you go in a little bit more detail about it? I mean, what you trying to ask?
Okay, now Jarvis has a record of inappropriate touching children.
Mm-hmm.
So when you found out, or let me just say, if you found out, well, I guess I can say when you found out, because I'm sure you found out. When you found out that Jarvis had that on his record, what was your words to Shannon?
Be honest, I really don't think me and my sister really had that conversation for real, for real. I don't know. And that's being honest. I really don't think if we kind of had that conversation. If we did, I really don't remember. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we even really talked about it. Talked about the background or whatever the case may be. I know we just talked about, niggas be niggas, but not so much depth into it, because I don't think we even talked about it. So I'm gonna just leave it at that, because it's kind of foggy. I don't know.
Okay. Was you and Jarvis ever in a relationship? Any kind
Never.
of relationship?
No. What I can say is I did meet him first. Yes. We exchanged numbers. No, I never talked to Jarvis at that time. That's when I had my son. I was going to work first. No, never got a chance to talk to him or anything. So no. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about his background. We just exchanged first names and phone numbers. That was about it.
Why wasn't he your type?
Because I wasn't, my type is dark skinned guys. I never got into doing the light skin thing. It was me and Shannon, my twin sister thing. She liked it the light skin, I liked it the dark skin. So, I was okay. Let me try to see what the hype about for a light skinned guy, but I never dibble and dabble. So that's that.
Now, did Jarvis, because we know that Jarvis did some handiwork around the house with Miss Annette. Did he ever do any handiwork around your place? Maybe paint, maybe fix some things?
Why would I need Jarvis to come over and do anything, and I got Dre to do anything and to do that right then and there?
How long you and Dre been together?
Me and Dre been talking since the end of 21. We've been together for 3 years.
I'm the best when it comes to the hands.
You the best, Dre?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let you come in. What do you mean by you're the best?
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. What's up, for always? Thank you so much for stopping by. You can tell that this video is kind of hard for Shank. His questions that he want to ask, but he's trying to be careful, while also being emotional. You can see his emotions, and he's trying to hold his emotions and keep his emotions intact. So I'm going to talk about the part of the video that we just watched before he gets into how Dre is good with his hand. Okay, so she said she met Jarvis first. She wasn't into light-skinned dudes, so they never talk. That was Shannon's thing. Now, if you remember, if you go back to the Dre interview, Dre said he had them both. All right, and after that, after saying what's up to For Always, we're gonna get right back into the reaction of this video. And For Always, I have the link right here in the chat. Shank Rock is here on YouTube. Follow him. He does a lot of I like his content. He does a lot of content on, I keep thinking philanthropist, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. It'll come to me. Chemo fog brain is definitely a thing. Yes, I am a real breast cancer survivor. I was on another channel when somebody asked that question. Is her name just Survivor Speaks, or is she a real survivor of something? I am a real triple negative breast cancer survivor. So let's go with the going on 18 years, I must say. So shout out to the 18 years coming up. So let's go back to the video. So now when they're going to get into why she says she has the handiest man. So what would she need Jarvis for? And he is the handiest man because according to from his mouth to the ears of everyone on YouTube, he handled both of them at one time when they first met. Let's go.
I love to create things. I love to make things. I love to draw. I love to paint. I just, anything with art in it, I'm in it. That's why I be thinking so much.
So the question, Marquita, I guess was before Dre's time. Did you ever have Jarvis do anything handy around any of the places that you stayed at before Dre's time?
Hell no, because I always got a nigga that know how to do shit. No, Jarvis wasn't my man. I didn't need him.
Your relationship with Naziah's mother, Lady. How was your relationship with Lady?
I should say, as a kid, she was like, as growing up, she was like a big sister that you would want to be around. But then again, when you got older, you start to, have attitudes or get to know yourself. We always kind of bump heads, by her being a Capricorn or her being the older sister, and it was always okay, well, I'm older, you can do I'm gonna make you do this, and then it was just like, no, it's something. Then it became so of a love-hate type of relationship towards the end.
I'm gonna ask it. It's referring to Ziyah, and you could just decline. First, let me ask: was it ever a 40-year-old autistic man that inappropriate touched Ziyah?
No.
Ow.
The guy was not 40, and I'm not for sure, and I can't say if this was going on or whatever the case may be. But the guy he is not 40, and I believe he is autistic.
To the best of your knowledge, is the guy that calls himself the evangelist, was it him?
Kenneth?
Yes.
What about Kenneth?
Was he
the man that inappropriate touched Ziyah?
I never knew about, like I said, I never knew about any 40-year-old man supposed to have or supposedly touch Ziyah.
Do you know Kenneth the evangelist? And if so, what's your relationship? What was your relationship like?
He was my brother's ex-boyfriend. We really didn't have a relationship like that. He was had a more relationship with my mom, basically. And at that time, my brother, when they was dating, we didn't have a relationship.
Can you tell me anything about Frank as far as, well, first, do you know Frank?
The owner of his shop, but I don't know him, so I can't really speak on the things that I can't really speak on him, so because I don't know him. I know that he owned the shop.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the shop, I'm aware that Jarvis had the kids coming up, doing work up at the shop. Did he ever try to get you to come up and do any work at the shop?
Hell no. I ain't no man.
So why would y'all
How
send
did you
the young
feel
girl?
when the kids was going up there working?
If my Shannon and my mom, I said they was okay with it, because at times I'd be at work, so I really wouldn't know what's going on when I was there, staying there. If I'm at work, I can't tell what's going on at night. All I know is when I get ready and to leave out the door, the house is locked up, shut down, kids are in bed. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Now, let me send that same message to you, Dre. Was you aware of any of the children working up at the shop?
Not working up at the shop, no. The only thing I know is they would go to the store and get snacks and stuff. Like Jarvis would pull up, they'd be like, "Hey, daddy, the normal, like kind of how you seen it in the video. They run up and and see their dad. But sometimes when he don't come in, they want chips, candy, juice, pop, or whatever. He get them that. They all go and they all come back. They all got snacks and stuff.
Dre, did you have any one-on-one conversations with Shannon about her relationship with Jarvis, as far as what you see in this dude?
I used to tell her, like, it's crazy because I see these type of relationships all the time, so it trips me out. But I used to tell her, like, well, if you're telling me he got females here, there, and there, well, why are you dealing with it? Like, and then you obviously would talk to someone else, but they get into it. Jarvis find out, they somehow get into it, and you scare them away. And most people not gonna really put up with it because you got 5 kids with the guy, and most of them is like recent, like right around the corner from you dating this guy. So of course he gonna be like, skip it. I ain't got time for this. Why would I fight with somebody and you obviously still dealing with the man in some type of way, But she's just okay with it, I guess. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I've seen plenty of women deal with a man like that. Just go with whoever and feel like if you talk to somebody else, it's wrong, but I can talk to whoever. I see that a lot, so it didn't really faze me. But I did used to ask her, like, you can talk to somebody else. That's why it didn't faze me when he would like have an attitude with me. I'm like, you're not scaring me to go away. Like I'm here. Like I'm gonna be around your baby mama because she around Marquita. So if I'm around Marquita, especially at that time, they were together like glue.
Now, Marquita expressed to you that she felt like you ain't hold her down. Explain. Go ahead.
Now, I probably didn't hold her down. I can agree to that. But besides this situation, we do have our own regular relationship problems. I'm not going to really go into that. That's our business. But if anybody has been in a relationship and just had normal relationship problems, y'all should understand. Like we not agreeing on something, but we argue. No, I'm not beating on her. I'm not doing no outrageous, crazy shit. We have our moments. We don't fuck each other's shit up for real or nothing like that. Can you agree with that? Or and
But again, when he came out, he was the person. So this is just to let y'all know, because I didn't because you asked for always about the was this the sister? So this is the twin sister, this is the boyfriend. I think for always that you were here when I went over the video where they went to his house, and the sister, both twins were there, Shannon and Marquita. He called them there because they were acting funny. The mother was calling, they were whispering every time he walked into a room, they would shut up. And he got very, very nervous. He even said, now this is according to the young man that's being interviewed, that she has a son that was Marquita, who was on the twin sister that was SA. Now, as it related to Shannon, justice for Ziyah Harris. If you're in the chat and you are a member of the channel, you do have access to the Ziyah Harris emoji. Let's drop some Ziyah Harris emojis in the chat. So now they made up. Your relationship issues don't have anything to do with the fact that this young woman, this young lady, young girl, because let me bring it back, young girl who was pregnant by Jarvis Butts, was missing. Now, Shank is about to ask some very interesting questions that we all want to know. I did not watch the video. I skipped around a little bit. And I did hear some of the questions that people had been asking, because there were some pretty disturbing things put on Instagram, supposedly, allegedly, by Marquita, and Shank asks those questions. She answers them. We're going to hear the answers when Shank gets to the questions. This is very emotional for Shank, and shout out to him for keeping that straight face, because I know he wanted to go through the screen. You could tell he was doing the whole I'm gonna just ask this, and this is about, and I get it. He was here to get the questions that people had answers to. So he had his game face on, but he did let them know that he was emotional. So at this point, when they're talking about their relationship, and all Marquita keeps talking about is his loyalty and how he shouldn't fuck your loyalty. We're just send some button at y'all, because I'm out the cut. Loyalty. When it comes to Ziyah Harris. She didn't ask for none of this. In this situation, everybody is grown. Now, as far as Marquita goes, I always said I did not know exactly where I saw the crazy Instagram posts as well through other people. She's saying that it wasn't her, but she did answer that question about, because she did put up that post that Ziyah was spotted at the gas station. Shank does ask that question. Y'all gonna hear that. Shank does get into it and ask that question. Yep, that's what it's, yeah. That's where it says he's from. And if you're here and you didn't get reminded to hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, please do that for me, just in case you have to run. And shout out to you guys watching over there on X, formerly known as Twitter. Look at here. Hold on, Jerome done showed up and showed the heck out. All right, so we got it. We got to do it for Jerome. Thank you so much, Jerome, for dropping those 10 memberships. And everyone that received a membership from Jerome, please tell him thank you. If you are in the chat, add him, please. We like the names need to be named. We appreciate you over here. I'm going to just play this video really quick for Jerome for dropping those 10 memberships on us here in the chat. We got Simply Sherry, Sir Rock, Miss LJ, Pisces. Oh, Pisces. Hey, I'm a Pisces too. Hey, Pisces. Pisces, the world's end. Sonia Ness, the illest native lady oracle. 7997. Y'all, if y'all not following the illest, some of y'all might not be able to take the illest. The illest be everywhere, just doing the doggone thing. But she's a little, she's well, her name says it all. She's the illest, and in the beef sector, she's pretty. That's her. Love Seen Heard, Amy E. What's up? Shout out to Amy E. Oh, you got another membership by Jerome Street and Coitus. If you are in the building, just say thank you and please. Thank you so much, Jerome. You are always supporting me, whether or not you're here for a month and come leave and you're busy and you come back. You always come back and you always support, and I love you and appreciate you for that. Let me play this for Jerome Street so we can get right back into the video. And for always, I agree with you. She's not being totally honest. Some things she's being honest about. So, but a lot of things you can tell when the skipping around and stuff, it just seems a little off. But shout out to Shank Rock, because Shank Rock really asked the questions, like I said, with the straight face from what I saw. And then I did see, as jumping around, because I got permission from him to use his content. He had asked a couple questions twice, because you ain't answered the questions. I'm gonna ask you again. Okay, that's the way he did it, and I like him. I will be, going through his content, all of it. Because somebody follows him. I'm not going to say who it is, and for them to give somebody a follow, oh yeah, I'm going through that content. So I see that he's done work with Shanquella Robinson and her family, so shout out to him for that also. And I, hopefully and prayerfully, I did hear that they are making some changes, that they do, that the Cabo 6, or sometimes they want to deduct 1 and say 5 because 1 came a day after. They need to go where they belong. You unalive that girl. You need to be in jail. Not now. Right now. Take him to jail. This is for Jerome. Hold on a minute now. And if you're in the chat, and you do have a membership, you're up in the membership.
I love you all.
All right. So now we're back. Thank you so much, Jerome. So we're gonna get right back into this video. We're gonna get right. Oh wow! I done switched to a different screen share. We're gonna get to a video. We're gonna get back to the video. YouTube is great, but you would make a beautiful public speaker. Thank you for that, Jerome. YouTube has given me back. Just quickly, I know I want to stay on track, but I have to answer this. So YouTube has given me, this platform has given me back some sense of public speaking. And from having breast cancer, battling breast cancer, going through rigorous chemotherapy, sometimes you'll hear me say sentences in there backwards. I'm not dyslexic or anything like that. It is just that I suffer from what they call chemo brain. It's never going away. Sometimes, some days it's worse than others. Some weeks it's worse than others. Some months it's worse than others. But, I do have a voice, and I had to try to figure out, God, you have me here like 18 years later. I was diagnosed with a cancer that they say people don't normally come back from. I lost people that were in my corner when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. What would you have me do? What am I here for? And so, now I have this YouTube platform. I almost lost my mother about 2 months ago. So I am a full-time caretaker for her. And so you'll see me on here in spurts. She's doing well. She's stronger than ever, and I love her. I'm her mini me, and so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, we have not forgotten about Shanquella Robinson. That's not something that I have touched on content. I know that Shank Rock does, and I know that Danny Robertson normally does Shanquella Robertson content. If there's any updates, I know that both of them do real Shanquella Robinson content. So I will say that I knew about Danny Robertson a long time ago, but Shank Rock, I just, you know, I do Naziah Harris content whenever there's something new to put out. So that's how I found out about him. So I reached out to him. He reached right back out to me. Can I use your content and let and do a reaction on your interview? And he answered me and he said yes. So here we are. So thank you, Jerome. Always. Let's get back into the video because it's kind of lengthy. Thank you so much. You see the changes, Jerome. I'm making some changes. Got a new microphone. I'm gonna have to turn them around because they're not sponsoring me, give me no coin. They can give me some coin. And so I use another piece of their equipment also as well. Now I'm not going to be on. Actually, I do have all of the information in the description, so they are really getting. They are really getting some. Whatever over here. But in return, it's just this equipment I use. You can get it here on Amazon if you click the link on Amazon and get some from Amazon. I just get a small commission at no extra charge to you, but it has to be through the link that you click that's in my description. That's how that works. And then these people rude, they're getting some free promo from your girl, but maybe I need to reach out to them. But shout out to you. Thank you, Jerome. I received that. I definitely need it right about now. If you only knew, I definitely need that right about now. And thank you for that.
It's just we don't see eye to eye, but people explode. I can explode. I'm an Aries. I can do it, but I literally been working on myself for a long time. I'm way better than I used to be. I used to get mad and be mad, but now I'm mad and I just
Dre, we
kind of go back to being calm and just
about you.
Collected. Like, look, we can just do this later.
Video down, but I don't want to.
Let me grab a question real quick. Miss Ray want to know: did you start speaking out because you is mad at Marquita?
That's a great question.
No, I'm not mad at Marquita. I do have some issues on the situation. On what happened within our house. I do have issues, but I can't sit here and point the finger because I'm in the middle of a situation where I don't know what's the truth and what's a lie. So I can't really truly just be like, I can feel some type of way, tell her I believe her, but believe her daughter more than I can believe her. I've told her this before, but at the same time, I can't just knock her. She a grown woman. She's saying what she's saying. She's sticking to it. I'm not God, so I can't sit here and be like, well, you're actually lying, But I'm gonna speak my truth. But at the same time, I'm not about to dog her about hers because her truth can be truth. I'm not God to sit here and say you're lying. I don't know. I wasn't there to even know the facts. I just hear the story. One saying one thing, you saying the other. I just feel some type of way. I go with my feeling, but at the same time, I put that in the back. Like, all right, I can't control this mess right now. So we gonna let it solve out how it's supposed to solve out when it's solved out.
And I think this next question, I think you answered it. Which brother wanted you not to come public and speak out? I believe that you said you wasn't sure of the brother.
I couldn't remember his name, but his name is Chris.
Chris? That's not the one that I have.
And I'm gonna take this last one from the chat. Kenyatta says, Dre, you was feeling left out. Was you feeling left out?
It wasn't that I was feeling left out. I just don't. It's like I said before, I don't know what's the truth, what's going on. I've told her before, like, y'all acting different and shady and it's weird. And then a lot of stuff that I have been seeing is starting to look a little true. And then I just wanted to respect at a certain point in time, Shan was like being threatened and she just didn't care. She got this side of her like, bring it, I don't give a fuck, bring it. So, but at the same time, it's like you coming to this house and Detroit is wild. People is wild. If they feel like revenge is not being served right, they feel like they can do it themselves. So I'm like thinking like I don't want nobody to follow you or come over here. You come to the house, you come in and out. You still dating. You invite people to the house. You know, it's a lot of stuff that happens that I'm like, nah, that's not cool. You know, it's a situation that's a little dangerous right now in a lot of different ways that you might not be thinking that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, he is.
This dude can see the story, feel some type of way, and murder all of us in the house.
He got a right. He wants to protect it. So
I believe this question is going to be for you, Marquita. Appreciate this super chat. I see through you. I see through you. Want to know, do Chris and Lady have the same dad? Marquita?
Yes, and let me clear that up. That's going around that's saying that my mom and her brother Eric Gamble got a son. No, my mom was married. That's why her last name is Harris and his last name is Gamble. I mean, people don't use their brains. When she get married, she didn't drop her last name, so it's Harris. Her maiden name is Gamble.
Well, okay.
Do you think that the state of Michigan is handling Ziyah's case in a proper manner? Would you say that when it comes to the evidence and all of that, do you believe that they're handling it properly?
No, I think they are. I know and I feel like they are moving. They're taking their precious time, because if she was another race and a different color, we would have been had some type of new news, new evidence, something by now.
Hold on. I gotta stop it right there. Now, they may not be doing what they are supposed to be doing. I'm not sure about that. I know they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing in the past. But this is what I do believe. The reason why they're hush-hush about what's going on with Ziyah is because your family, for one. Then you got people on here that, you know, at first I thought that they were cool going with, like, everybody is on, you know, you got want to make a dime. Another thing, the biggest reason that I believe, and I hope so, and I'm hoping for it, is I think that Shannon and Annette, I think they're gonna do some clink, as they should. Now I'm just keeping it real. Ziyah was Annette's responsibility. Y'all got on that stand, lied, and perjured yourselves. So now her mother and her twin sister has to get on the stand again. And when they came out with those text messages and popped out with them, they didn't tell them they had them text messages, but they had let them get on the stand. They saved Sergeant Jones for last. And they popped out with those messages, which told us, those text messages told us that Shannon and her mama knew that Jarvis Butts was coming into that house. Annette Harris act like Jarvis Butts was never. He wasn't in the house. Oh no, he would come pull up, his kids would go outside. Wouldn't Ziyah go outside to see him as well? Because Ziyah was not his child. Oh no, only if Shannon went out there. We found out that was a lie. They was having relations in the basement. She was begging this man for sanitary napkins. Why she should be asking him for sanitary napkins? She was very pregnant, if you see some of the TikTok videos, the older TikTok videos. And why was she begging him for the morning after pill? Y'all, I'm just going to play this video because I'm getting mad all over again. So I believe that they're not going to tell your family anything. Y'all all over the internet arguing like a bunch of fools. And the only thing that matters in this case is justice for Ziyah Harris. That's all that matters. And that's where, you know, everybody got it right. Why should they tell your family anything? So that they can try to clean up whatever. Of course, Jarvis wasn't a part of their family, but there's videos that are surfacing. They got these videos that are surfacing, baby. And the videos are videoing. And so everything that Annette said on that stand is a lie, down to her questioning Jarvis at a birthday party about where you been? Why don't you come around like you used to? You're supposed to be family. That's what Annette said, her mama. Don't take it up with me. Take it up with her mama. Because that's what she said. And that's why she needs to do time. She needs to be locked up. her and Shannon, because Shannon was told in the very beginning by Jarvis Watts that he had these charges. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. He had these charges and gave her the option to mess with him or not to mess with him. And she chose to mess with him because if he did his time and society is giving him another chance, she said, why shouldn't she? Let's go on into the video. Let's get back to this video because don't make me mad. It's a reason why. I hope that they're doing what they're supposed to do from behind the scenes, but to protect and for justice for Ziyah, they stopped saying everything.
What about you, Drake? Do you feel the same when it comes to the state of Michigan handling Ziyah's case?
When it comes to like with the police and stuff?
Yeah, as far as the investigation and evidence.
Yeah, I feel like they letting us down a lot because
they're not telling y'all nothing.
Like I can say, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree, is I don't know about other places, but I know that in Detroit, a crime actually has to happen in order for them to give a fuck. Excuse my language. But there's been times where I had a vehicle parked in front of my spot. It's mine. I noticed that a truck pull up, 4 or 5 people get out, they trying to steal it. I'm like, hey, to think I'm a, scare them off, even though I know it's not going to work, but just to try, But instantly I'm calling 911. They answer. I'm telling them like, my car is being stolen right now. Well, they said, did they steal it? I said, no, not yet, but it's in the middle of being stolen. Will call us back when it's stolen. And it's like, that puts me in the mind of y'all fellas like that. That mean that when I see something that might be a situation, technically it's not a situation because who's going to help me with this situation? If I know that I'm taught to call y'all with this situation and y'all handle it. But if y'all gonna sit there and tell me like, well, call me when actually something serious happened, then we'll do something. Makes me feel like, okay, well, they actually have to kill that person for me to be like, okay, you call him. Yeah, I saw him kill him. He actually shot him. He's dead. Why would it take that much?
I get what he's trying
Detroit
to say.
It's sad. The police they let you down. They worry. They will worry about you when you ain't doing nothing but walking and going to work just because you fit some look. It's okay we thought you was the person, but you even be like, oh, you not the person we looking for, but you still want to run name, you still want to run stuff, like go on about your business if you just pulled up on it and realize it's not him.
Let me see what the next question is, because we're going to fast forward past.
Marquita, who is Bari's father?
Okay, so Bari, that's the brother.
I don't know. You got to ask his mother.
Appreciate that super chat. Do you have a brother that's a police officer, Marquita?
I do.
That's interesting. And they probably are keeping him off the case.
Appreciate that super sticker, Taj. How do you feel about Roxy's video?
Now I'm gonna have to watch this video. This video.
I feel like her videos. No, not like I feel like. I know her videos are for monetized purposes because if this was so much of a loving, dearing cousin of yours, you wouldn't be going making stupid videos. You really wouldn't. This ain't done out of love. This done out of spite. She's being spiteful. Cause I love you. If you listening, ain't no love lost. It's just I just can't fuck with you. You being messy. Because if you was really about putting boots to the ground, you'll be about putting boots to the ground and making these messy ass videos. Because we didn't sit down and we didn't have a heart to heart conversation and whatever not. But thinking after having a heart-to-heart conversation with her, thinking, shit might her thinking may change, her behavior may change, but it's still the same old shit, but to each his own.
what was you and Roxy's relationship like growing up?
Thank you.
And,
To
go ahead, Marquita.
She really was. Well, go ahead and finish your
Because I think you'll answer my next question with this question that you're about to ask. So that's why I was like, okay, go ahead.
That's Marquita's boy.
She wasn't. When I was a kid, she was more of a round lady because she's like close to lady age, my older sister's age, and whatever. So it's like I was literal. So when she was with them, it's more of a bigger cousin, they always get, drinking, smoking and stuff like that. So we really didn't have a relationship like that until I got older enough. And it wasn't like so much of a relationship, but every time I seen her, it was like real love, always hugs, I'll call her, text her, hey, cuz, this, that, and the other. But then again, it's just like now shit didn't change, the whole shift, if it was, don't get me wrong, I know she feels some type of way towards my mom and Shannon, but at the end of the day, that ain't, what's the beef with me? Why you ain't hit my line? When and that whole thing about me going to, getting arrested, my daughter putting on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, she didn't took it and ran with it and stuff like that. Instead of you reaching out and seeing, what's about, you going off, putting your own theory together, whatever the case may be, until I told her what it was. But why did I have to tell you? Why couldn't you just hit my line by you being the older cousin, the one trying to see what's going on? You the one that's putting boots to the ground, remember?
Do you feel like she could have done more?
At this point, I feel like everybody could have done more, like I said, with less of the attention, the less of the jokery, because everybody making it of the joke, everybody taking the attention off of my niece Ziyah, my blood niece Ziyah. Everybody want to use her name for clout, for fame, for chase and everything. So no, so no. And then all the little stuff that people was doing, make up all of these fake ass pages, want to say, oh, let's link up and do this and justice for Ziyah. When is going to be justice for Ziyah? Because everybody's shouting out justice for Ziyah, but what y'all doing? What besides trying to point fucking fingers and trying to be the Facebook and private investigators and police officers and shit? If you really wanted to be a private investigator, police officer, you should have took your ass to school for it.
That's real. I gotta respect you when you said that we all could have done more. I respect that. How did you feel after the text messages were read in court? That's coming from someone in my chat.
It was sickening. It was like past sickening to the point where like I couldn't read all of it because it's just so sickening. Like I just had to stop, because I don't know what all what was said and stuff like that. Even now, like I can't really bring myself to listen to some of the videos because it's traumatizing and it's sickening. It's just like it's to the point where like I just want to throw every phone every time when I hear it, I just want to throw a phone because it's traumatizing.
So Jerome, real quick, so she's not one that is being charged in this. So they're bringing there's a lot of names being thrown out there. So Roxy is one of the cousins. She had this page called Justice for Ziyah, and I was really, really like, oh, okay, she's for Ziyah. But there has been some things that have come out, and I'm talking about personal. I don't go by what everybody else says on the internet. I look for myself. Like she has this back and forth going with two of her other cousins that did actually make reports about Jarvis Butts in 2022. So now here she comes along, and now she's made so much money off of this young girl's name. She didn't have to put out anything for the memorial because they did have a GoFundMe. They were collecting money, but there is a local rapper that decided to pay for all things for Ziyah, whatever. So they were supposedly had given everybody back their money. She had these T-shirts made that she's, selling, justice for Nazai and all, and they're cute. But now you had a whole spin-off business off of it. She was going to do a what do you call that? A docu-series. Why? Why are you going to do a docu-series? Why? To make money. And then I saw the video that, her and another cousin that, did make a report with to the CPS and to the police in 2002. They going back and now you hitting below the belt, talking about the men that she slipped. None of this has anything to do with Ziyah Harris. None of it. None of it is going to change that they did make reports back in 2022. They did. The police did not do their job. So there's Jarvis Butts that's incarcerated. There is a final hearing for this case, the end of June, and there is a trial date set for October 6th. They're going to start jury selection. So because they're not giving out any more anything else about their investigation and what they're finding, look at the mess that we have already. And I'm just shocked at Roxy. You went on this world tour or through Instagram and social media, and I had to really look for myself because I was really like, go ahead, Roxy, doing your 1-2. And then I'm on the channel one day, and they getting ready to release, and it burns. It burns my my blood when people put out false information intentionally. But even when they had the last hearing, they have 40 additional witnesses or 40 witnesses that are testifying, not witnesses to this crime, to Ziyah Harris's crime of Jarvis Butt carrying out the unaliving of Ziyah. And this girl goes on live, uses it once again to me for a look at me. Everybody, when something happens to somebody, everybody want to be pointing at, look at me. No, it's justice for Ziyah Harris. We all can lend a hand. We are not there on the ground where they are, but us getting the word out here on, YouTube, it's a good thing. But for people that are false reporting for clicking the view, I don't agree with that either. Like the 9-year-old boy's Zamar King. His remains that were found, they were burnt. They were saying that they were Ziyah Harris's. They were not. They were his, and his mother got incarcerated at that time. They were found because they were looking for Ziyah. But before you put that information out there, go and look and check. But you have these YouTubers with these big numbers, big YouTubers reporting this stuff, and people are taking it all in. No, those were not her remains. Those were the remains of Zamar King. He was a 9-year-old boy that was unalived by his mother, and his remains, she buried his remains in the back of an apartment that she rented. So this is a system where she put out one thing that I've seen so far in this interview. He hasn't got to it yet. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole interview. I jumped around a little bit. She did put out one thing that people were saying that she did say. She did say it was true. But I didn't watch the rest of it. I know some things she said it's not her. But one of the things that, and I thought it was very misleading, was that they spotted Ziyah at a gas station. She said she did say it. It's going to come out in this interview. So Milky Way girl, I just can't get over the police not knowing for 30 days. That means they didn't even call to follow up with the school. Exactly. That's exactly right. Yep, they reported to the school cops, and the file sat on a desk for a month before the real cops got it. Exactly. They reported it, Shannon and her mother, Annette Harris. Well, Annette Harris reported it the next day to the school police. That's crazy. But then the file sat on their desk for 30 days. That's crazy work. Not now to find out that in 2002, Janelle, who is Annette's sister, and people can say what they want to say about, I guess, the Kiwana. I don't know the people from McKenna Pink. She did file a report, though. They filed a report in 2002. CPS and the cops did absolutely nothing. Ziyah Harris's name is in that report. I did a video on that because Channel 7 Detroit did a video on it. And so they did another video on it because when they found out that they made the report with CPS, they interviewed the cops at a different date because the police were made aware of Jarvis Butts improperly touching these children. He's been on the registry since 2005. And I want to say, let me get this year right, because I have this stuff in my head. I didn't have notes for this because I didn't know I was going to go here. But when was the preliminary hearing? January of this year? And I know on January 8th of this year, he was still listed on the registry as being compliant. Yeah, all of that. So it makes sound she's throwing a lot of people. She's throwing people's name out that are using Ziyah to make a big coin. At this point, she went online the day they had the last hearing saying they had 40 more witnesses that will be taking the stand. That's all I want. If y'all wondering why I'm in the bed, you gotta let the people know why you're going online in the bed in your bonnet. Okay. If y'all want to know why I'm in the bed, I fought so hard for this. I fought so hard. They got 40 more victims of Jarvis's that are coming out. That's all I wanted. That's not what they said, girl. That's not what they said. They didn't say they had 40 victims. They did not say that. So you are somebody that people look to for information about this case because you are the cousin. You want to be there when you want to be there, but remove yourself from the area when it doesn't make you look well. You're doing too much. All that you're selling fans, everything, with sayings on it against Kiwan and all of this stuff to me is just smoke and mirrors. It's just taking the focus off of what matters. And that in this case is Ziyah Harris, Jarvis Butts. We don't want to lose sight of Annette Harris. We do not want them to skip through the loops and through the holes and through nothing because you lied. Shannon Harris, you lied. Marquita is the twin sister. She's on here with her boyfriend. His story has changed for the better because, baby, he called them people to his apartment, and I don't blame him. And tossed him under the bus, but don't. And all she cares about is loyalty. Y'all didn't have any loyalty to him when he was asking questions either. So he like, wait a minute, they looking for her. They threatening your sister. They can come here and do us all. Great thought. Not only that, y'all here acting strange. The mama calling and telling Shannon Harris what to say. So now are you going to get in this video as we go further? I want to see if that question is asked and if he provided the information because he said that Annette Harris, who is the grandmother who was the caregiver of Ziyah, was calling and telling Shannon how to answer questions. All right. Yeah, I've always, for sure. For sure. The judge called them all out.
I'm coming. I got a question. I'm trying to come up and grab this question that I had seen. Okay.
Y'all go there and follow Shank Rock. Shout out to Shank Rock for this.
This coming from Miss Parker. Who told you they saw Ziyah at the liquor store?
Marquita. Who told you that? Because you was putting that out.
The people in the area.
And you posted it. And you posted it.
Has, I believe, Shannon sent Jarvis money Or has you sent Jarvis money since he's been locked up?
Why would I be sending that man any money?
No, they said that Shannon, her sister.
It seems to me, because it's like whenever I ask you a question about Jarvis, you ain't really cared too much for Jarvis.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I really didn't, because after all of the hurtful shit, that I seen him do, like, basically he wasn't really there for the kids, like, for real. He'll pop in, bring the kids snacks and then leave, and then make the kids promises saying that he'd come back, and then don't, and then it's just, really made Shannon to be the single mother while he out here, living his best life.
Wow. Wow. I got another question from the chat. Did you tell somebody Ziyah had her baby?
No. No. I was watching that video yesterday with that Mimi girl, or whatever the case may be. The comment back when she was said that she spoke to the landlord that got locked up 3 days after she got locked up. Me and that lady, me and the landlord, I love her. There is nothing nobody can say to make me to think any different about them. They family. I never told anybody that Ziyah didn't had her baby. Never. So I don't know where she getting her information from. I don't know if it was for clout too as well, because I don't even know the Mimi girl or anything, and I still communicate with the landlord. Like, come on now, she ain't got no reason and to lie to me. I don't got no reason and to lie to her, and I've been knowing her way before this whole situation about my niece. Period.
I got another question from Chen. As a sister, how did that make you feel to know your sister was having children with Jarvis?
Good question. To be honest, when she had my first niece, and I kind of knew what she was, what he was doing, I kind of told her, like, come on now, like, just do this one kid a nigga. That's that. That's my motto. If you see a nigga ain't doing one kid a nigga ain't be done. Like, if that's the case, but you can't help of who you love, so that's that.
Now there's a page on Instagram. Do you know anything about that page? I believe it's
my twin sister only have one Instagram page. One. I have two, but I only operate off one. So all these other fake Facebook pages, fake Instagram pages, it's not us at all.
So that Instagram page that supposedly be Janiah's page, that's not Janiah's page? It's a page on Instagram?
I have Shannon page, and Shannon has one page on Instagram, and it's the Mahogany. I believe that's it. And then that's it. Ain't no other pages that she supposedly have, because she only operates off of one. All these other fake Instagrams, it is not her, because every time she posts something, it's going right to that page.
And one thing I did say,
saying it's not her.
Shan she the type that don't care what she say, and if she gonna say it, she gonna post it on her page.
Exactly.
She not the type that's gonna make a fake page just to post something. She's gonna say.
You went out, Dre.
Oh, I was saying, like, one thing I noticed about Shan Page is that she says what she's going to say on her page. She doesn't give me the vibe of I need to make a fake page to say this. She is read her, just go on her Facebook and read her stuff. She literally puts her feelings and her expressions and whatever she gonna say, how she gonna say it, right there on her page. So her making the fake page, yeah, I don't see that happening. I'm not trying to take up for her. I'm not trying to take up for her either. I'm just going what kind of makes sense and what is in your face.
Well,
You know?
I'm taking up for my sister, and I know she don't have another Instagram page. She only operates off of one. There is no 2 or 3, just one.
But that's why I can't take up for her, because I don't know these things. I don't know if she, you know.
It's not a Shannon's page. It's a Janiah's page. At first, it was a Nazaya hers page, and then maybe like after 2 or 3 weeks, they switched the name from Nazaya to Janiah. Do y'all know anything about that page?
Yeah,
I know the video you talking about, but I don't think you seen the video. So she doesn't know about this new information that has popped up on the internet. Because like I told you before, lately I watch my videos alone just to get respect for her. She might be tired of this stuff, so I don't want to get into her about it. So I've been watching videos like crazy. But yeah, it is a video out there where somebody is pretending to be Janiah and saying things.
No, Janiah had just got a phone maybe 2 weeks ago, but it got stolen. So she doesn't have a phone. So if that was 2-3 weeks ago, Janiah didn't have a phone.
Okay, I think that sums it up, because didn't that happen about 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Janiah didn't have a phone.
I think this is a good question right here coming from the chat. How did the men in the family feel about Jarvis, Marquita?
That's a good question.
To be honest, my oldest brother, the police officer, he really ain't really know him like that. But I believe they had words. But I guess it's a guy thing or whatever, not of a respect thing or whatever the case may be. Whatever he said, he rubbed my brother the wrong way, and it's just my oldest brother ain't really care for him. My other brother, Chris, it was so at the beginning, just trying to fill him out, and then all this go about, he don't fuck with the nigga, so nobody really really fuck with him for real, because he really he wasn't hanging around the family like that. I shall say he wasn't aware like we can let's come on to cookouts and stuff like that. It was more of he was coming over there popping in for the kids, chips, juices, shit like that. Then that paint shit. But other than that, that's that.
Appreciate this super chat, Niche. Did Miss Annette fool with Jarvis, Marquita?
What you mean, fool?
As far as
I don't know.
She nervous.
I'm sorry.
As far as did she like him? Was it okay if my daughter loves you, then okay, I accept you. How did Miss Annette feel about Jarvis from the beginning all the way up until the disappearance of Ziyah?
Getting dirty. Let's see.
My mama, her attitude towards him was, I should say, was kind of fair. She did never get in between, her kids' relationships and problems or anything. She was that type of parent. But of her liking or anything like that, she was fair. She tried to be fair across the board up until this point of where her whole dynamic of her, being fair with him is just changed totally.
Hold the hell on. Hold the hell. Stop the bus and let me the freak off. Because first of all, she was being fair. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get with that. She was being fair. Listen, ain't no super Negro getting ready to tell me or man or whatever. That's just something that I use because I don't want nobody to say nothing. It's a joke that I just. And because anybody, so ain't nobody about to tell me they on the SA registry list. And I'm gonna feel comfortable around where I have all my children at. It's just not going down like that, y'all. I'm sorry. To the point where some of these children already had said this man touched him and hurt him, including Ziyah. So this is just what Survivor thinks. That Ziyah told somebody, it is in police reports, her name is there. They retracted a lot of stuff. They did not retract Ziyah's name. CPS reports from when Janelle and Kiwana reported to CPS and the cops. Janelle reported first. In 2022, Kiwana reported after that because they didn't do nothing. They still didn't do anything. Does not change the fact that they reported it. And I can sit here and say that with confidence. I don't know what was reported first, but I saw the daggone reports because the news got the reports, reported on the reports, and put the reports up. It is in a video here on my page. They did report it. In the report, it said that Ziyah said he touched her and it hurt. So in Ziyah's young little mind, I've told an adult. This adult said they were going to tell. By the way, Shannon knows all this, okay? Because they got text messages from Shannon. They got Janelle saying that she talked to Shannon and told Shannon X, Y, and Z. It's all in the video. So nobody did anything. Ziyah was young, not developed. This is a 30-something-year-old, 40-something-year-old man. Because what is he now? 41. So he was 30-something years old. Nobody did nothing. They told the cops they didn't do nothing. And this must be the right thing. This must be okay. So he groomed her. Let's stop acting freaking stupid. He groomed her. So that's why the text messages, although they gross me out so much to the core, I don't blame Ziyah one bit for them. She was groomed. You don't teach your children anything and you have some grown man teaching them and telling them how to pop it and twerk it. But the fact that she was comfortable with talking to this man, but y'all keep saying he ain't did nothing for the kids. Oh, but the kids can come down there to his shop and he would pay the kids, but he just came there only to give them snacks. Oh, but I don't know what was really going on, because when I was going to work, the house was locked down, the kids were asleep. But she was also there during the morning prayer. They got to make it make sense for me. And I understand, we're giving her grace, but I can tell you that Shank looks like he's very bothered by this daggone interview. And shout out to his gang over there, the Rock Squad, because they really came up with some good questions. But I would have had some more questions for her ass. Because we jumping from here to here whenever it benefits you and everything. And it's not anything that anybody's saying. This is paper. This is on paper. This is you on the video. This is you on the videotaping your mother in the morning before these kids getting ready to go to school. You ain't telling me you needed no effing socks earlier than you ain't wearing no effing socks. Let's say the Lord's Prayer. Whose turn is it to pray? Mother F you. You put on your little sister coat. It's too cold. F you. Let's pray. Let us pray. Who turn is it to pray? Stop. Stop. That's what I call putting on the facade. I don't do facades. I don't like facades. Ain't nothing fake about me. If I said I did it, I did it. I don't do facades. I hate them. That's y'all putting on a facade to make a fucking video. Here's my censor button if I get myself in some trouble. Y'all putting on a facade to make a video for the world to think that y'all are the perfect parents. In the meantime, this band, that's what I'll call them, this band, this BAN, is walking in the front door, sneaking in the basement window, sneaking in the back door. Meanwhile, you got the refrigerators locked up. Come on, somebody. Let me go ahead and keep going and shout out to Shank Rock for this video. I'm so hey, Universal T with Marie. Thank you so much for coming by and always being supportive. Before I start the video, where we stopped at. This is a interview with Shannon Harris's and Ziyah Harris's. Shannon Harris's twin sister Marquita. Ziyah and this Shank is on Instagram as well. Follow him on YouTube and Instagram. He does some great work. Y'all in the chat, follow Miss University with Marie. She is on here on the on YouTube. Great commentary. If she's not doing commentary, if you haven't seen her doing commentary for a while, she will update you on her community wall. But I like the way she does, what way she gives commentary. She's awesome. So let's go back to this video where Shank is trying to hold all his emotions together while asking some very important questions, and his crew over there, the Rock Squad, and they're asking some great questions over there. So here we go.
Video of a party that's on the evangelist Kenneth's page. Do you know anything about this video, Marquita?
I want to say, if it's wrong, we took the kids so many places. Can you be specific of what party? Is there like some type of I'm gonna pull it up. Okay. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Give me a minute. Appreciate this super chat, Lady J. Lady J says, "What is your brother name?" The police officer. I believe she answered it as Chris. Salute. No, that's not him. That's not him. But I don't think he would want his name or his information, and it be leave his name be. So, brother, respectfully, due to his job.
Okay, that's fine. Appreciate this super chat, Kimberly. The page popped up 2 to 3 weeks ago. Even if the phone was stolen, the pictures posted was still stored in the phone.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
I love Shank's face. I love Shank's face. She didn't answer that one, y'all. See, that's why I stopped playing. Stop playing. She didn't answer that one. See, yeah, the verdict was still out with her. Shout out for her for having the courage to do this video and this Q&A, but I will for always. She not telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help her. She's not.
Don't tell me I took it down. Oh, there it is. There you go.
All right, let's see what Shane getting ready to show us. Put it in her face, Shane. Just put it all in her face.
I'm coming.
And they in
Appreciate
the back,
that new membership.
they in the back whispering. Because y'all, Did I go away? I done went away, y'all. Hold on. Let me change my battery, my camera. Yeah, I done went away.
Mhm.
You hear her in the background? Mm-hmm. Because you know it's about to be the swoop down on your behind, girl. I just wish they would just stay in it. It's just, some of the things she said, I'm gonna give it to her for saying, but I just need them to just stay off the socials and just stay quiet. Because we're not buying all of this stuff that y'all selling, okay? And
let me read this last question and then I'm gonna run this video. Appreciate that, Ginger. After Kiwana called CPS, why didn't you stop your own daughter from being around Jarvis and possibly becoming a victim?
girl, say that. Answer that question. Because you didn't.
You said after Kiwana called CPS, why didn't I stop my daughter from being around Jarvis?
Yep.
And possibly becoming a victim. That's coming from the chat. And possibly becoming a victim.
I love the way Shank handling this bit. Shank handles
I
it.
never had my daughter around Jarvis.
Who let her?
She making the question is,
y'all.
Listen. I want to come off to this for this question because it is a sensitive topic. I never personally really had my daughter around Jarvis. Just like, come on, daughter, let's be around Jarvis. No, never. If I was,
your daughter was at the shop
more
with Jarvis,
aware of certain things, yes, I would have done more. But if I don't know anything what's going on, how can I stop anything?
Okay, so this was before that, girl.
Let me run this video that I'm talking about, Marquita.
Okay.
Yes. From the time I get low, all day long, nana, mama. That's all. That's why I said Hey, who down there?
Oh, my baby.
Whoever's closest to my room. Tell them to take that to my room. Whoever's the closest. Take it to my room.
Yeah, that purse heavy, Shani. You have that. That purse heavy.
I know why you stop.
Look at all the cheering.
All day. For years. She chatted for years. She had 4 5 minutes.
5 up in there. Go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Walker.
Come on. Happy birthday to you. Let's jazz it up a little bit. Because it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Just get on down. Just get on down. It's your birthday. How old are you? Come on. How old are you? You don't say it. I'm 9 years old.
You gotta close your eyes, make the wish first, and then you blow your candle.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Walker. How old are you now? 9 years old. He's officially still 8.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey, Jarvista. He'll be out of town. Come on.
Daddy. look at the day.
Hey, happy birthday, dog.
Daddy, what's in my shoes, baby?
Come on, sweetheart. Say thank you.
Thanks, man.
Y'all come on down this way.
Hey, Ziyah. Look at my baby.
Hello. Down. Come on. Where's the hair?
Here go Jarvis' butt, y'all.
She did a birthday boy. Why don't you go over there?
Listen
So
to
what
what
you do? You just come back, fly in, fly out?
Mhm.
I thought you were supposed to be part of the family. You gotta stop this.
Do you remember this birthday party, Marquita?
And I thought you were supposed to be
Vaguely,
part
but
of the
yeah.
family. You better you need to
Do you
stop.
remember where Ziyah was at?
No. I know all the kids was running in and out.
Appreciate that super sticker, Tanya. Appreciate that super sticker, Whitney. There was another question that I had that I seen. It was a good one. Give me a second. Was any parties ever thrown for Ziyah? Did Ziyah ever have any birthday parties?
All the kids have birthday parties, of course.
All of them.
We're not gonna single out her and throw all the other kids parties. Everybody had a party. Am I right, Dre?
Mm-hmm. I haven't attended them all, but if I didn't attend, I at least still heard about, a birthday party or something. So yeah, I said that in one of my first ones. The kids did stuff. They went out, birthday time and all that stuff. Even that was like majority of the times when I would come over. Birthday times, some holidays. It's a lot of kids. Some of them birthdays kind of back to back almost. Got like a week or two or something like that. I can't really remember the birthdays, but I can at least say it like that. I'm bad with dates, so. But yeah.
Ziyah's dad, Marquita, did you know him, or did you just know of?
I know of him. He come on my hands 5 times. He done been in that girl life. He wasn't the father that he made himself out to be. He was out there, he wasn't around. Wasn't. My niece, I let her use my phone to call him. He texted her back and said, I don't have a daughter named Ziyah. And then after that, she stopped reaching out. So it was just like, that was a hurtful thing. She cried on my shoulder, so it's just, she didn't have a relationship with him, and that's what she longed for. That's what she wanted for. She wanted a relationship with her parents.
Now, Jarvis's lineup of women. Do you know any of these women?
No, I don't. Besides my twin sister, yes. But I hear the stories between Angel, Tati, and I think this old girl, the old one, Lucretia. I heard about her too. Just them, Angel, Tatiana, and Lucretia Bryant. Those are the only ones that I kind of hear stories. The other ones I don't know.
Let me take this question from the chat. Kimberly says, why is everyone so emotionalist about this?
You Lola Cobb, Lord.
What do you mean so emotional? Is this, are you implying that I'm not showing no emotion about speaking about my niece Ziyah, about the situation?
And I'll wait for her to answer that, Marquita. The woman
Lady
that's in the picture by herself. This is the woman that allegedly touched Jarvis, inappropriate touched Jarvis when he was 13. Do you know anything about this woman?
No,
You don't.
no.
Is that what she looks like now, or is that an older picture? Do you know?
This is what she looks like now. Go ahead, Marquita. Go ahead.
No, I was asking. I was asking you.
No, I said, I don't know the lady.
No, I wasn't asking you.
No, I was telling him I don't know the lady. I never heard of the lady.
Okay. Appreciate the new membership, JoJo. So Kimberly says no one has shed any tears, Marquita.
How would you know if no one have shed any tears?
That's a good question. Ginger wants to know, why is the family okay with Art Gamble being around with his record?
I can only speak on certain things about my uncle, and then I'ma just leave it at that. As a kid, my uncle was no pedophile, no nothing. So my uncle was around the whole family. He was loved and will continue to be loved by the whole family. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
To the best of your knowledge, did Jarvis only deal with dark-skinned women? Did he ever deal with any light-skinned women?
As I can see by these pictures, it don't look like he's ever dated any light-skinned women. So no, I can't say.
I don't know.
I can't say. By judging by his pictures, and I don't say I don't know. By his pictures, he look like he only date dark skinned women. He has a type. It looks like
button. Make sure you hit that like button in case you gotta run. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Thank you.
Do you believe that Jarvis is the only person? Would you believe that he's the only person that's involved with the disappearance and possible unaliving of Ziyah?
and with all evidence points all to him, but who is to say that he didn't have help with anybody else?
Can you get into King? What are your thoughts on King? Do you think King had some involvement?
I don't know. I can't say. I don't know King.
Big Mama says, when Jarvis was around you and the kids, did you notice anything inappropriate from him? And did he ever go into the basement while you were there?
That's a good question. That's a good one.
That's dealing with the case, so I can't speak on. I can't speak on that respectfully.
She glad that's dealing with the case, because baby, he was in that basement or going to the text.
Let me see if Miss Parker would like to join me on the panel. Miss Parker, I'm gonna drop the link, and if you would like to join me on the panel, come on up and join me on the panel, Miss Parker. Ginger says, evangelist like you. He said y'all had a falling out.
I don't know what falling out that this man is saying that we had. We never had a falling out at all. So I don't know what that man is talking about. I never said I never liked him or anything. You know, he was okay. He wasn't my friend, and he wasn't nobody I was hanging around with. So why would I be trying to hold conversation or be hanging around with you like that?
I think this is
salute, Miss Parker.
Salute, Shank. Salute. Salute, Dre. Salute.
Hey,
Salute, Marquita.
salute.
Mm.
So I just want to say to Marquita, you know, I feel like she had a right to come and speak her side and her piece on the situation. Marquita, I just would like to ask, like, what are y'all doing right now to fight for justice for Ziyah?
Line.
We still as of right now her name is still being still put out there through everybody. You know, if it wasn't just for, I'm gonna say this, you know, everybody is giving it the props to Rise for starting it off. If it wasn't for my twin sister Shannon making that post on Facebook so everybody can see it, if it wasn't for that post for Shannon, would nobody even know that Ziyah was missing? You know, let's just start there. You know, so with the videos and the post that's still being shared and everything that's still being out there, we still talking about her. Her name did not go in vain. You know, just because the public eye or the world don't hear it or see it, you know, her name is still being talked about.
So why do you think it was like, how do you think, even though Shannon's the twin, y'all the same age, and how do you think you got caught up in it so much?
Because
Posting
I
false
look like
stuff.
her and people mistake me for her
And
all the time. So
also,
then, of course, me and my twin, we together. But sometimes, majority of the time, you know, if I'm not at work, she ain't at, you know, at home, she at my house.
shout out to Shank Rock in the chat. We thank you so much for this video. And I've dropped your link, and I told the people to go visit him. And I just found the word that I was actually looking for him, because it was I was using the word. He does a lot over there, not just about Ziyah. He does a lot of advocacy work. So, that's right up my alley. So salute to him for allowing me to use his content and this interview. And salute to him for being able to keep the face that he has, because it was very emotional. He said that in the very beginning. And I love the way the Rock Squad, sent their questions up in a way where the questions are not coming from me. They're coming from the Rock Squad, even though they were, in order to kind of like keep her kind of, Marquita kind of comfortable, and keep her like, because they do go off. They go off a lot. And so I just wanted to acknowledge him, that he is in the chat. He is here. And I love the advocacy work. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, wow, I would have called him a philanthropist. But no, it's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I know I got keyboard fall grade. It's advocacy. He does a lot of advocacy work. Shanquella Robinson. I did see some of the things that he was doing in regard to that case as well. And I will be rating the rest of his content. And like I said, he has someone that follows him, and I was like, wait a minute, she follows him? Then yeah, he got to be doing something correct, because normally she don't follow nobody. So shout out to Shank Rock that's in the chat. I'm going to share his link again. But let's get back to the interview. So we got Miss Parker up here asking the question, and that's one of his mods, correct, Shank? Yep. So these are some great questions was asked, and I love the way you kept your composure here, Shank, because I would have lost it, a couple times. You did the daggone thing. That's probably why you are who you are. Here we go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go.
So whatever the case may be. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you kind of see where everybody could feel like maybe if Shannon did know that you knew, like it wasn't we're gonna just attack you, but people probably looked at it like some people did probably see y'all together most of the time, or know y'all being together. But did you ever feel like that could be where people
No, but then again, they gotta if that's they gonna say that, then they got to say that about the whole media family. Then
That
Yeah.
see, because what we not gonna do.
And I hate that your daughter is being put in the limelight. I do hate that for
Well, shout
all
out
the
to your daughter's
kids
father.
and stuff like that. Are you seeking therapy? And then what would you say for mothers that's
Question.
for the kids, for the next family that's dealing with the same issues?
yes, I am. I am in therapy for it.
Good.
For not just for it, but just for this whole situation period, and for other reasons too as well. But to my advice to parents, be more aware of your children. Even if you know your kids, even if you think your kids may not be doing anything or whatever the case may be, still check up on your kids. You know, be that extra snoop that you know that you have to do to make sure you know these babies stay safe. Period.
And how do you feel about some of the things that your nephew has said in previous interviews and things like that? Because you said y'all went places, did things all the time, versus Vari kind of saying like that's why he ran away, because it was never.
Vari wanted to do what a normal kid who has friends that had more leniency than him. You know, parents who cared but didn't really care what their kids really did. Because his friends would be out 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he had to be in the house 9 o'clock, 9:30. So that structure, he didn't want that no more. So he wanted the leniency. So he wanted to do what the hell he wanted to do. And, you know, so when you got a strong, stern parent, and you already know that your parent ain't going to take no shit. So at the end of the day, it's either you gonna do by my rules or you gonna do what you gonna do. And he chose to leave. He chose to leave on his own. He didn't want to come back. Barry did not want to come back. My mom allowed him to come back on numerous occasions. He wanted to do what he wanted to do. So he didn't want to clean up. He didn't want to go to school. You know, he was getting caught smoking before school, coming to school high, all type of stuff. You know, my mom got him into a mentor program, all type of stuff. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He just wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to live that street life. That's my nephew. I love him, but he has to get his things together.
And I only got 2 more questions, Marquita. So when 7 Mile Radio comes along, right? Because this is how I really capture some of your family members, your sister, Devin, so many other people. And boom, the 11th episode is your cousin, Sierra. How does that make you feel after hearing what she had to say?
A lot of that, all of what she said that I can sure say was a most definitely tremendous lie. You know, to the point where down till she said that her facts and emotions came off of drinking and doing drugs. Your parents were alcoholics. I love my aunt and my uncle, but I seen the abusiveness in the household when I used to go over there and spend the night. I seen it. And I seen it. You couldn't tell, like, not one, maybe one kid out of their kids was gonna maybe be an alcoholic or a drug addict, because I heard the stories. Her parents, my uncle and aunt used to do drugs. They used to. So I'm like, you know, come on now. And then it was like they really never came around. Like after we got a certain age. My mom and her mom, they had a love-hate relationship to where they was always arguing and getting into each other to where they would go months without speaking to one another, to where we'll only be able to communicate with one another on the phone. I love my cousin, but after what she said, I can't fuck with her. I can't fuck with the lies, none of that. She can keep that shit to herself, period.
So, Marquita, have you seen the other cousins' community walls and stuff on Facebook that's saying, my mother said that's why we weren't allowed to come over to the house because they was always weird and, touching kids inappropriately. Like, it's several posts like that throughout. If you go through some of the community wall posts, are you made aware or you haven't seen those?
No, I haven't seen those. It's just like, it's just like all the stuff, all the stories that what's coming out now, if what I'm hearing, what people is saying is what stories I heard of what the older family members was doing to family members in the family. So it's like, what's tea? Like, what's tea? Like, I'm not really getting it. People want to say people hiding pedophiles, and I didn't know that we had pedophiles in the extended family. Clocking tea. So that's that.
So, question T or
I can't talk about nobody else's trauma or whatever the case may be, but those are the stories that I heard of in the family. In the extended family, I shall say.
And the extended family would be Roxy and King and them, correct?
Yeah, the rest of the family out there. Yeah, the extended family.
The extended family. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So how do you feel about them? Like even when the case begun, they were saying that they knew Ziyah would be next because it was another child that came up missing and some other things happened. So that went in. How do you feel about Mark D with the 40 years of CPS saying that all your siblings ran away? Like it was always a case of.
First of all, I don't know about no 40 years of CPS. I can't, if it was CPS before I was born, I can't speak on something that I don't know. Period at all. But when I was born and time that I grew up in a household, there was no CPS cases at all. My mother had all her children, and she had other people's children too as well that she was taking care of. Extended family members too as well.
Because the evangelist had made a comment and said that your mother had asked him to do some inappropriate things before. And I was like, wow. So that's why I always just feel like y'all have a right to defend your names in certain allegations and things like that. I am
Evangelist Kenneth is a openly gay man. Openly. My mother, like, strictly dickly. Don't get me wrong, my mother would never. And then for the type of person that my mother has took him up under her wing with his mother before she passed, asked my mother to take him up under her wing. Like, hell no. That nigga is sick in the motherfucking head to think that my mama would even ask him out of all peoples to do any dumbass shit. I say that in the most respectfully way.
So Marquita, where does the, we don't know y'all, we really don't. And we just on the outside looking in. Where does the allegations that your mother's husband with Lady, like this has been going on for decades, and this is coming from the extended family, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, if things happened way before I was born, I can't speak on anything before then.
Okay.
When I was born, everything was a normal household. I'm gonna keep it at that. And that's always been like that. We had a normal household. I never heard of my sister being molested or anything like that, or 40-year CPS case or anything. So I can't speak on something I don't know.
Okay. And my last question for you is, if down the road we got a trial coming up, either the end of the year or beginning of next year, between 2025 and 2026, if your sister is implicated in this, where's your relationship go from there?
Good
I'm
question.
gonna say this. I know for a fact my sister is not implicated um with this at all. Yes, it may seem like that she is because she got 5 kids by the nigga. No, she wasn't the main bitch. She was the side bitch. Not, she was the side bitch of the side bitches. I'ma just put it like that. But it's just like if she did have if she hypothetically, if she has something to do with it, I'll be heartbreaking for sure. It'd be to the point where like our relationship will stop because you took something for us, that we can't never get back. That's the most prized possession that we was trying to a flower to watch bloom. Is she was blooming, she wasn't all the way there yet.
She was pregnant, blooming.
She had a lot of life in her. A lot.
She was blooming.
Yeah. Well, this has been a lot for a lot of us too.
It has.
Like I said, we on the outside looking in, and we go by actions and stuff like that. And why was it a lot of diversions? With Jarvis being in jail at the time, it seemed like it was just a lot of confusion. Where does all the confusion come from? Was it the family? Because at this time, nobody knows nothing but the family, not us, nobody.
I don't know anything at all. I'm going off of what I hear off the news or what's being reported. So,
yeah.
What diversion?
Like like how they saying she had on blue shoes. She had on red shoes.
I don't know. So I don't know what she had on before she left the school. I didn't stay there, so I don't know. So that's still part of the case. So I can't talk about it. But like I said, I didn't stay there. I don't know what she had on before. I can't verify. I wasn't there.
All right. Well, salute to you, Shank Rock. Marquita, thanks for pulling up. Dre, salute to you always. Thank you for helping me get Marquita to come and talk and put a piece out there. Salute to the Rock Squad and the Riders. I'm gonna make you chat. All right.
Appreciate you, Miss Parker. I don't know
Miss Parker for keeping her foot on her neck and firing off the questions and asking the questions and a lot of there was a lot of jumping around. Always says she sounds like she's fake. If you're a member over here on the Survivor Chats channel, please drop those Ziyah emojis in the chat. I just feel like she did a lot of talking in a circle, and I feel like she's coming off at this evangelist Kim. I gotta look up this person up, Shank Rock. Thank you for this video, because see, I just be looking around every now and again and trying to stick to the Ziyah, Harris case. So this is the thing for me. Your sister and your mother got on the stand and perjured themselves, okay? So if the police didn't do what they were supposed to do initially, neither did CPS. But this judge that was over this case, I did have a video on my page about her. She was not playing. And at this point, the fact of the matter is that in the text messages, your sister Shannon texted Jarvis and asked him, "Do you need Ziyah for anything?" And then the thing is with Janiyah, that gets me. And you can sing I wasn't around all this time, and I forgot how long Dre said he was around, but Shank made sure to say to him, look, you wasn't around for everything. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I wasn't around for all of the parties going on and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So like he was new coming in, she made him feel away. And he saw some stuff that bothered him. And that's why he called them to his house first and put everything out there, because he was scared. They are looking for her. I asked Shannon to leave my home. Marquita, did you forget about that? He asked Shannon to leave his home, and you would not make Shannon leave your home. And so what he said was she was being threatened. They can come up here and you was hiding so much for him. So in terms of loyalty, where was your loyalty to him? And then you want to say, and so into Sierra, I'm not sure if Sierra was, I didn't see anywhere where she was not telling the truth, where she was lying. It was sad to me. That girl said, you got to listen very closely, that Shannon touched her. She just wants Shannon to come through and tell the truth. You danced all around all of that. When you said that she was lying, the word that you said before, lying is not a word, so I don't know. I can't remember what the word was, but it wasn't a word. So I can't repeat it, because it was just like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm a breast cancer survivor. Sometimes my words and stuff be jumbled, because you know I'm gonna always suffer from chemo fog. But the word that she used was not a word, so I didn't get that. Not to jump on Marquita, but you did put it out there that there was a spotting of Ziyah at the gas station. You did agree to that. You did. You fessed up to that, and you posted it. So it's always about the case when you don't want to answer something. And she's talking about the division, the divide between your family members. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's because Roxy is making big coin. I don't care who get mad at me. I was oh, go Roxy. Oh, yeah. So I looked into it. And then I saw this video that was put out that was very misleading, that they were saying that was Ziyah, and Roxy knew that it wasn't Ziyah. She claimed she told them not to put the video out, but they're saying that she is the one that told them to put the video out. Make it make freaking sense. The video was about two girls when they were at their house that was supposedly abandoned, and the girl was like, I'm down here. She knew that was two sisters. That was a sister asking another sister, where are you? She said, I'm down here. Roxy is seen out there talking to the cop at that time. And so the cops is like, oh, we're not going by nothing that you said, because you just popped up. But now this has become a show not about Ziyah Harris. That is probably what Miss Parker is talking about. I don't want to put any words in her mouth, but I think that's what she's talking about. And the divide is that Roxy knows how to make coin off of what she's doing. And so now she's making coin off of everybody, making a fool out of everybody. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, because justice for Ziyah. We got 40 victims that's going to be testified. I'm in the bed, and I'm in the bed because this is all I want. I just wanted the 40 victims to come out. They didn't say 40 victims. They said 40 witnesses. And it's not a witness, I'm sure. They are not witnesses to her unaliving. Or 40 witnesses, probably some people saw him, Jarvis Butts, doing inappropriate things to younger women. You know, these women out here need to find. These women out here need to find some self-esteem. Because ain't no way in the world what another man drove ain't never made me hot. Because a man could be driving a Ferrari and sleeping on his mama's couch with his 2 cousins peeing on him. What another man drove ain't never meant nothing to Survivor Speaks. Because, baby, you got your coin, I'm going to get my coin. That's how my mom and daddy raised me. And they wasn't together. And my mother taught me to protect myself, so I wish a ninja would. That is where the breakdown is. I don't know if y'all saw the interview of her brother, of her angry brother, screaming and hollering. I was like, is this a man or a woman? What the hold on? What are we doing here? The fact of the matter is, Annette Harris, the grandmother, got on the stand and lied. Now, it is her daughter, Ziyah Harris's mother, who said there is some case and that she should not have had any other children in the home. And so on the stand, if you go back and listen to when they asked Annette Harris about Ziyah's mother, y'all go and look at it and tell me what y'all think. The video is a little lengthy. Let's get back to the video. And shout out to y'all for watching. Shout out to y'all over there that is watching on Shank's page right about now. His the Rock Squad over there watching on his page. Shout out to y'all. But Marquita, some things, very small things. Okay, I feel you on, but that he was disloyal to me because he shouldn't have said. I'm not in agreement with that at all. And if your daughter's father is telling it like he said it is, I spoke to him briefly on Instagram. I would never put her daughter's name out here. I didn't even ask him what his daughter's name is because I don't care to know. I just told him to tell his daughter she's a brave soul and thank her for being a voice for Ziyah. And I'm grateful that she had the wherewithal and was taught by, I don't know if Marquita, if you taught her that or not. I know her father did. No, Jarvis, no. He tried to groom her. So as far as I know, the story is he didn't touch her. He tried. She was like, no, nope, nope. And he took her home. And her father was going to beat his, when he was at the preliminary hearing. Let's go on here with Shank, with this fantastic interview. Shank, I feel your pain. I see it.
Know who this is? Let me just see.
Child.
Oh, they dropped down.
Yeah.
I just had one last question, and then I'll let you all speak. It's a tough question, but I'm gonna ask it, and you can decline it. Marquita, do you feel like Ziyah is no longer with us?
With all the evidence pointing, yeah. But do I believe in my heart? I'm hopeful that she's still alive. Hopeful, I can say that. But with all evidence pointing, she may not be. My baby may not be here.
It almost made me cry.
Mm-hmm. I asked this question in the beginning, and I'll ask it as my last question. What are some things that social media has twisted about you, Marquita, that you would like to clear up? You can ramble on. I just want you to take this time to clear any lies, any false narratives, any false information that you may have heard that you would like to clear up. Is it anything that you would like to clear up?
Yes, again, when I put on my Facebook page that she has been spotted in the Warner-Mag area, people in the area was saying that they seen her with the pink rugrat jacket on, So we was going off of what was being said, and we had people calling us saying that they seen her. So I felt like it was my only right just to put it out, since the whole world already know that, okay, my niece is missing. So if everybody's asking for update, this is the update that we got, so I'm putting it out there, that she was spotted. So I'm not saying that, oh, she was spotted. This is what is being said to the family. But with the three some shit, that was,
you don't even have to bring it.
Oh, that was, but it's floating around. It's already out there. No, we never had a threesome with my sister and Dre. No, never did, never will. We never had any threesomes with any of our niggas. We don't do that flip-flopping shit. We letting that shit be clear. That shit is nasty. I mean, what else?
Mm-hmm.
He said you
Let me bring it to Dre, and as you think of some things, Marquita, because I want y'all to take this time to get everything off your chest, and anything that was falsely put out there about y'all. I want y'all to take this time to clear it up. Dre, from all your interviews up until Miss Parker's interviews, is it anything that you may have seen people in the chat may have got it twisted or may have took it the wrong way? Anything that you need to clear up, Dre?
It'll take me a minute to think of some of the stuff, but to tell you the truth, how I'm feeling is, if you felt like I said something, you obviously saw what you thought I said. So just go back and do the replay and make sure you got it correct. And just pay attention to detail and key words, because sometimes y'all hear stuff and y'all go with the wind. And I'm just tired of repeating myself. I'm telling the honest truth on how I remember things. This is one reason why I'm glad Marquita is in the picture, because I'm bad with dates. All I know is I remember something about something, but I can't tell you exactly when. Women are kind of naturally good with those type of things. They prepare for an anniversary. Some niggas ain't. They good with these numbers. They can remember some birthdays in the family. I bet a lot of y'all as males can't. But other than clearing things up, I'm tired of clearing things up. I'm ready to just sit back and let's go to the next step. I'm tired of people trying to point the finger at me and just put me in the situation when I would have to make up a lie to make them feel comfortable to put myself in that situation. Come on.
I mean, the only reason why people is putting you in the situation because you went live.
I get that. But when I went live, I expressed myself because people don't know me. At that time, I was frustrated with you, Shan, everybody, everything. Nobody's want to answer my questions when I'm asking them. I'm just trying to get some type of sense, and then I'm trying to get comfortable in my own house, because your sister's been there 24/7 almost every day type stuff. So it's let her be where she at, and then I get into it with both of y'all. And it's I'm not trying to get into it with both of y'all, but if you can understand where I'm coming from, we'll be straight. I'm not even trying to stop you from seeing your sister, but it would be nice for her not to come over here every single day, at least until the stuff quiet down. At that moment, it was when we see you, we gonna get you. They're attacking your mama and all kind of stuff. So it's I live in Detroit. I know these people. They wild out here. I can think of a number of stuff that people would do, especially if they feel like they couldn't get their hands on you. If they seen you walk in and out this house, well, we know you live there. Let me call my homeboy, or I'm gonna shoot this bitch up, means that she taking too long to come back out. I don't give a fuck who she with. You know, like.
And what's that? And even down to the podcast, them coming into the house and like that shit was an ambush.
Yeah. I tried my hardest to explain to her what happened. I feel like she believes me because I have no reason to lie.
In the beginning, no, I did not.
Yeah, at the beginning, you didn't believe me.
I did not believe him. I felt like it was. This is why I feel like in the beginning it was most definitely a setup, because I walked in the house, me and my twin sister and the kid and my son. We walked in the house. You make a phone call, and you be like, my auntie coming. Okay, I think it's your auntie. 10 minutes later, it's Mark D and the crew. Like, come on.
No, my auntie already been there.
I said. No, when we got there, your auntie wasn't there. She had just left.
And I explained to you at that time, it was just my auntie coming. And while she was there, she having this conversation about Mark D.
Yes, listen to what I was saying. When we walked in, it was just you. And then when she walked in, 10 minutes later, Mark D and them walked in. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's why I said it felt like it was a whole ambush because he made that phone call like, yeah, you on your way? Y'all still coming? They just got back. So felt like it was a setup.
And that must have been the only thing you heard, because I was telling them, like, I don't think y'all should come because they here. And then they was taking so long, so I might have said, y'all on your way because they here. You know, telling them basically, like, you know, at first it was y'all wasn't here, we were supposed to chill. Like I said, I went to church and then came back home, and then my auntie came over, left, went and got weed and shit, and then came back. And then that's when, matter of fact, y'all came back in the midst of her coming back from getting whatever she was getting. I'm literally in the middle of an argument with both of y'all. And then when my auntie came to the door, y'all went in the back, and our argument completely stopped. You know,
it would have been an okay night for if his
And I told my auntie at first everything was good.
If his no. If Mark D ain't follow you to the back first.
Yeah, but I didn't ask him to follow me to the back.
He followed you to the back, but then again, what really made it kind of worse was when your auntie. I felt like at this time his auntie set the whole play up.
Yeah.
It was she played him, just tried to just so she can capture a little 20 seconds of fame or whatever the case may be, because I seen the whole play played out in front of me. You know, we coming out, she set her phone up and she get to talking shit, blase spleet, taking off her jacket and shit. You know, we arguing and shit like that. One thing you're not about to do, you're not about to be disrespecting me and then think I'm not going to get disrespectful back. Now, I ain't going to put my hands on you, but I will be disrespectful. If I got to, I will, but I ain't trying to get like that. You know, but like I said, the whole play was a setup. We felt ambush, you know, the whole thing. And I told Dre when he said, you know, when he talked to his auntie, you know, I said, okay, but at the beginning I said, Dre, you can't tell me shit because you invited these people over here. You know, I
invited my auntie,
you know,
and then
the whole thing about the gun situation, him walking up the stairs with the gun or whatever the case may be. I didn't know that until we see video and stuff like that. I said, see, this is the shit that you caused. You know, you allowing another man to, you know, and to bring a gun into our home, and we don't even have a gun. You walking into a partner in a house that don't even have weapons.
And first of all, I explained this to you. Anybody should understand. If you getting flashed in the face by a flashlight, you don't see nothing. I don't need to say more. You see him, he's videotaping everything. That video camera that he's holding in his hand had a light on. It was blinding the shit out of me. I couldn't see anything. All I know is this is Mark D, so I'm thinking we're good. This is a man that's being known. So that's like me looking at you, Shank, and be like, well, I invited him over. I'm not thinking you're going to come over here with a gun.
I see. Let me just ask this question. It's from the chat. Is Vari baby Ziyah baby?
No.
Why do you think it's only one count of unalive instead of 2?
That I don't know. You gotta ask the prosecutor. Gotta ask the lawyers and the judges. Because I believe it should be more than just one. If my niece, if they say that she was pregnant, yeah, I believe that it should be 2.
What I see with between y'all two, and I don't know really nothing. I do see a connection, and I'm hoping that y'all can find a level ground, because I would like to see y'all back together. What do y'all think? Is it anything in the future that will bring y'all back together?
If we can learn to communicate with each other, that's one big thing I run by, because I feel like that's where it's failing at. And I known her to be a liar, and it'd be little stuff, so it made me worry about big things. But I don't sit here and try to throw things in her face or anything like that, do I? Like, I usually kind of bring stuff up, but it takes a few times for me to say something, then when I say something, I could blow up, but I try to, be calm about it sometimes, but she blows up, and when she blow up, it's nothing you can do.
Let me ask you, Marquita, do you try to bully her, Marquita, and be honest?
No, I do not try to bully
She
this man.
She don't try to bully me.
No, I do not.
It's just her personality. When she's ready to snap, she's gonna snap. That's most women.
Because you can't talk at me, talk to me.
And don't lie, even when I talk to you or change it up and be just normal,
but
I still get the same thing.
He can go from being cool, calm, and collective, and then his tone changed
because your tone has changed.
Because I'm gonna match your energy. If you giving me fuck ass attitude or energy, if that tone raised just a little bit, because if you can do it, I'm gonna do it too.
I mean, you can say what you want, but I know exactly what it is, and like I said, if it doesn't change, then it's not going to be no getting back together. I'm not going to sit here and make you think I'm believing something that I see in my face. I know what it is.
I gotta slide in on his defense, Marquita. Appreciate that super chat. That zone calls me the love doctor, but I and this for all y'all women out there. This is for all y'all women out there. And I'm going to get on Dre's defense. As women.
Go ahead.
Y'all have to understand the predicaments that we as men are in. Now, don't no woman like a soft man or a pushover man. We going to lay back. Right, Dre? We're going to lay back in chill mode and relax mode until we can't take it no more, and then we're going to raise our voice. Right, Dre?
Right.
Now, you come in what I just build on, Dre, and you finish it off to get Marquita to understand, because you got her right now at least listening to you.
I mean, I had these talks with her before, but it might help when, you got a couple people listening. But don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I have moments where I bite back and just match her level. But I have days where I would come to her and I know she could snap. So let me just come at her correct. And I'd be like, Key, I ain't trying to argue this too early or something, but can you do this? And then she'd be like, well, you telling me to quiet down. Who tells you to quiet down? And I'd be like, look, and then it's like, no, I'm trying to just look, it's too early to be arguing. I don't give a fuck. And it's like, you can't stop it unless you kind of start to turn it up with her, but that still don't help. So I've already learned not to even just turn it up with her. I say what I'm gonna say. If it ain't working, I just leave it alone. I be trying to give the people downstairs the respect because I know I've snapped a couple times, and we've snapped a couple times. So I just like, you know what? I want to show people that, you know, we just don't fight all the time because we don't. But when we get into it, we get into it, and it be over little stuff. I'm the type person, if I can't control it, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm not going to let it stress me out. I'm going to leave it with God's hands, you know. But if I can control it a little bit, I will put my opinion on it. I'm not going to say I'm always correct about things, and I'm not going to sit here and try to make it feel like I'm always correct about things. But if I feel like I'm giving you the best knowledge of this situation, and I feel like your knowledge is not really, you know, top in mind, then just listen to me. I'm not trying to dog you or anything, but listen to me as a man. I'm just trying to be your protector and all that kind of stuff. You feel me? Like, that's it. But if, like, I know that story when I first met you, and we was outside smoking, and there was like some wood on the ground, and there was a nail sticking up out of the wood. So we sitting there, and I seen it. So I said, be careful. Don't step on that nail. She like, oh, okay, or I see it or whatever. Not too long, I'm about to pass her the blunt. Boom, she stepped on it. I didn't see her literally step on it, but I saw her jump. So I'm like, looked up, looked down, I said, oh, you must have stepped on the nail. She literally looked at me and said, no, I ain't stepped on the nail. But the nail was not the same after I saw it. You know, it was sticking straight up. Now it was bent all the way over, you know, like it was bent over. So I'm like, well, I know I didn't step on it. We the only two out here. Why lie to me? I'm not about to do nothing to you. I'm just gonna be like, well, I just told you not to step on it. Like, that's crazy. You know, I should just move the stick. But I don't trip. I ain't sitting here like trying to throw it in her face or nothing like that. You know, I just was raised a certain type of way, and it just alarms me because my auntie always told me, that's how I got me to stop lying. You lie about little things, you lie about big things. If you're a liar, you're a killer, you're a stealer, and all that other stuff. So it was like, yeah, I need to change my auntie. I want to do better, you know. So that's all.
Let me bring Marquita in. Do you feel him? You see where he's coming from?
To a certain extent.
Go ahead. What part you not feeling?
Dre needs to learn how to listen to as well, because majority of the time that I can say it's like it's either his way or there is no way at all. And Dre likes to control all or to nothing of everything.
No, I don't. I don't control your life.
I listen to what I didn't say my life. Listen to what I'm saying.
I don't control nothing.
Child, is the interview about this?
Sometimes in a way he thinks like he wants some, but sometimes he wants somebody and to be on in the same thinking as him, and we all don't think the same. If we all did, the whole world wouldn't be different, and whatever the case may be.
And shout out to Shank for that video. There is still a lot left to the video. Shout out. It's a good video. And so he just called her a liar to her face. So, you know, you really cannot believe too much of what she says. Okay, so that's what I take from all that. So most of the interview to me was dishonest. I read somewhere what somebody said after this interview, you see her in a different light. I mean, it just answered the question that I always had, because like I said, Shannon and her mother, Annette, take them to jail. They got on the stand and lied. They lied. This is a baby. Now, do I think that she's alive? I don't believe so. They are going through with this. Sometimes they charge for the baby, sometimes they don't. It depends on what state it is and what the laws are. As we saw, as the videos keep coming out, it seems like Ziyah was bigger and bigger in every video. And I'm talking about, you know, not weight-wise, but her belly. In every video, And so I know that Jarvis was supposed to turn himself in on one day, and he asked for an extension because he had something else to take care of. And that is when Ziyah was unalived. So do I believe that she's alive? I don't. Do I think that they knew she was pregnant? I do. Because if you remember in the text messages, she told him that she went to the doctor. He said, "Did you take a pregnancy test?" She said, "Yeah, they said I wasn't pregnant." But then after that, the poor baby didn't know about the, and she should not have, what is that pill called? Y'all know what pill I'm talking about. It just escaped my brain. Was begging him for that pill. What is it? The morning after pill? I don't know how that's. I never had to take none of that stuff. So whatever pill it was, she was too far gone to take it. I didn't even read up on it. I know that she was too far gone to take that. But she kept begging him, and he knew. He already knew. And that's why in her text messages she said, and I'm not quoting her directly because I would have to pull the text messages up, but I'm paraphrasing. Can you get me the pill? Like it's hard for her to take gym class with this thing in her belly. Talking about this baby. Now, if Ziyah is alive all this time and there is a baby, Plan B. Thank you, Top Flight. Plan B. That's what it is. And I believe that she was too far gone to take a Plan B. I don't know. The Plan B is supposed to be you're supposed to take that. So like, if something did happen, it's like going to pass through like nothing. You can't wait until you are as big as Ziyah. Well, like her stomach was huge. So who's to say? And she told him that she was going back to the doctor. They were taking her back to the doctor the morning after. Top Flight, yeah. So she was huge. She was very pregnant. She said it's hard for me to keep taking gym with the baby in her belly. And so we all saw the little TikTok videos that she did, but somebody is posting these videos. Ray Charles in heaven can see that Ziyah Harris was very pregnant. So Mr. Butts needs to take care of one more thing before he went to jail. Now, if you listen to the woman's testimony that found Ziyah's glasses in the car that her car that she took, she said her car was messed up in the back, but wasn't nothing wrong with her car in the front. Jarvis asked to borrow her car one day, came back and got it another day. And when he brought it back, the front of the car was messed up. Now, I'm not from where they are. I'm not from Detroit, but from what I understand, where his shop was, the motel was directly across the street from it. He might have did some thinking that he's smarter than everybody, spreading around some stuff because they said there's one side they call the east side and the west side. Where they found the clothes at, there's a bunch of clothes there. My thing is, if the girl's clothes or shoes is amongst those clothes, then you need to take all the clothes that you found, do some testing on all of them. You might find some evidence for some other people that you are looking for. That's the only thing that didn't make sense to me. And Vari is the one that identified supposedly the shoes that she supposedly had on, the Nikes, when they sent him a picture. So Annette could get in the prayer circle with all of them, know exactly what they had on when they, every day, this one they ain't getting, Waited too late for some socks. I ain't giving him no effing socks. He gonna just go out here with no socks on. She done messed up her coat, so that's why the coat don't zip up. It's too small for her. That's the sister coat. You know exactly what the hell these kids had on. Stop playing with me for playing somebody else's fucking face, okay? Oh, excuse me, where's my sensor burn? It's after 10 minutes. I might not get in trouble. All right? Justice for Ziyah, that's it. We don't give no about Roxy, and shout out to Janelle and them for making the reports, and Kiwana. I don't know what Kiwana did afterwards. I don't know about her sleeping with somebody's man or something. What that got to do with Ziyah? I don't know about none of that. We talking about Ziyah Harris here. We're not talking about none of that other stuff. Shout out to Shank for doing such a great job on that interview. I thought, he was excellent in the way, he was emotional, and he made me the love doc, and he's, took it somewhere else. And there's more to his video than what I saw. I was, interested in the Ziyah Harris piece. And, as far as them two getting back together, tomato, potato, I jacked that up. I don't give a fuck. He said what he said. Now, what you didn't hear Dre say was, that's a lie. We didn't have a threesome. Now, if he said it on another thing, he's not going to keep repeating himself. But he is the one that initially said it. Okay, so that's where I got it from. I got it from his mouth. And I'm talking about live. He on video, on camera. No, he on camera. No, he said it. No, he talks about them. But just like he just said, told her in her face, she's a liar. Just like he told her on the day, the reason why that all this commotion and stuff, the way it happened is because he didn't want Shannon in his house. You gotta respect the man. That, regardless of whether that's your twin or not, go to her mama's house to see your twin. Meet your twin somewhere. You gotta still respect the dwelling that you're living in with this man. Regardless, if y'all living there together, you gotta respect that. I'm just speaking facts. You have to respect the fact that he don't want your sister because of what's going on in his house. But no, your sister wasn't going nowhere because it's your house too, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. So in that case, I'm with Dre on that. Okay, listen. And at any moment, at any time, they can come in because they know she in here. She been in here so long. I want to stop coming to my house. When you talking about your house, you see my house. Y'all know that. My house. Okay, y'all live together, but it's just something that rolls off the tongue. But you can't be living in the house with him and then it's y'all house together. He don't want her there. Even if this didn't happen and he didn't get along with your sister. For whatever reason, because he said he had both of y'all. Now, he said it now. But now it seems like y'all done had a conversation. Y'all got this together. Y'all done came on. It wasn't ready for these questions that him and his squad was out here asking. Anytime my blink rate starts going over time, it's too much. It is too much. And another thing that I want to say, a lot of victims don't come forward because of what Marquita just did. You dismissed Sierra, dismissed everybody that supposedly had something done to them. And you what you really was saying was the extended family, because that's what they went through. So you're trying to say that's what Roxy and them went through. Now, see, I don't agree with everything Roxy do, but come on now, don't do that. You did. You really tried that one. There apparently was something going on in the home. I just want to know why Annette, with her fat knee, having big fat ass, me no questions, had them locks on the freezer and the refrigerator like that. My blink rate is going off once again. So anyway, thank you for the video, Shank. Thank you once again. And thank you for sharing the live on your channel. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I got to get up early in the morning, go take care of my mama. And tomorrow got to be an early day because it has to be an early. I need to be there early in the morning to take care of my mama. Okay. And I'm going to end the show the way I normally end my shows. I end them all the same by bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too. Because of the stigma surrounding the word breast, we have changed the word to chest and or peck cancer over here on the Survivor Speaks channel, if that makes men feel better about that. But if you're feeling anything wrong in that area, and it's a shame that you may have to ask the doctor to please check me for breast cancer and make sure that I'm clear. And to all of my beautiful ladies, please make sure that you are getting your mammograms, filling on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. All right. And don't you dare let anyone come into your house and disturb the peace that passes all understanding. I'm Survivor Speaks. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Peace. Survivor Speaks is the name at the end of the day. People love me or hate me, I don't care either way. Breast cancer busted through like a thief in the night. The cancer's ass was knocked out before the end of the fight. A champion coming through, knocking everything out. It's just hard if you see, I do nothing for clout. Just like cancer, I'll let nothing take me out. So be respectful when you step foot inside of my house. Hold it clear to have your ass escorted on out. So hop up out the bushes, wrap your feet, take a seat, and get comfortable and chill with your girl. Survivor Speaks, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Who, what? I'm Survivor Speaks. What time is it? What time is it? It's time for you to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you get a notification each and every time